Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the Astrophysicist YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about white holes, which I talked a little bit about in the previous video. Before we get started, I'm going to give you guys a summary of what I will be showing you all today. So first, I will tell you guys a little bit about white holes. Then, after that, I will be telling you guys some fun facts about white holes. So let's get right into it. Let's first talk about what white holes are. Basically, white holes are the exact opposite of black holes. If you don't know what a black hole is, make sure you check out my video on that. However, white holes aren't exactly the opposite of black holes. They aren't formed because of a dying star imploding, but we think they are actually formed because of a dying black hole. The theory that states how white holes are formed says that it happens because once a black hole evaporates to a degree where it can't shrink any further, because space-time cannot be squeezed into anything smaller, the black hole forms into a white hole. As of right now, there's a theory called Einstein-Rosen bridges. I have made a video about those, so make sure you check that out as well. We believe that if you enter a black hole, you would come out of something in a completely different place in space-time, except that something is a white hole. There are many flaws with the Einstein-Rosen bridges theory, such as the wormhole shuts in the middle, and it would take an infinite amount of time to traverse the wormhole, even if it was traversable. However, let's get back to talking about white holes. A very popular theory of white and black holes as of right now is that they are two sides of the same coin. As a black hole sucks you in, and once you pass the event horizon, you can't escape, with the white hole, it will not let you enter it. As you are entering a black hole, time will slow down. Once you leave a white hole, time will completely go in reverse. So, as you can probably see, black holes and white holes are the opposite of each other. Now let's talk about what exactly a white hole is. A white hole is a region of outward flowing space-time, which means that the space-time is being released from the white hole. Like black holes, white holes have an event horizon where you can't get anywhere near the white hole if you try to get close to the event horizon. Although all of this is great and all, there are a few people who believe white holes don't exist and a few people that do. The main argument for people that don't believe white holes exist is because no one actually knows how white holes are formed. When a black hole is formed, it throws away a bit of space when the star collapses on itself. But this process happening in reverse is really unlikely and really hard to believe, because it's like an omelet reforming itself to become an egg with a shell. This is a direct violation of the law of physics, so it's understandable why people don't believe white holes exist. However, let's now talk about why people believe white holes exist. How do black holes die? This question has confused scientists and astrophysicists for decades. However, there is another question people have been thinking about a lot. How are white holes formed? These two questions fit perfectly together, so many people believe that the death of a black hole is the birth of a white hole. Just like the process that I referred to before about the formation of a white hole being a direct violation of physics, you also need to violate the theory of general relativity for this to work. Carlo Rovelli, the person who came up with the theory of how white holes are formed, says that there is a possibility where a black hole grows so small that it no longer obeys the rules of stars. Because of this, people believe white holes do exist. Now that we have talked a little bit about white holes, let's move on to a few fun facts about white holes. Here is the first fun fact. Even if a white hole manages to occur somehow and break all the laws of physics, it would most likely not last too long because it would be incredibly unstable and only last a few seconds. Although this might seem like the people who don't believe white holes exist scored a point, it could also be beneficial to the people who believe white holes do exist. The reason for this is maybe astronomers and astrophysicists have never seen a white hole because they haven't looked at the right time since it vanishes in a few seconds, which could possibly mean that they exist. Here is the second fun fact. Similar to black holes, white holes would also be formed by a gravitational singularity. It is a point in space-time where the gravitational field becomes infinite. I talked about the gravitational singularity in the video on black holes, so make sure you check that out. Here is the third fun fact. The concept of white holes' existence was introduced in 1964 by a Russian astrophysicist. Here is the fourth and final fun fact. If you take a white hole from the past and connect it to a black hole today, you could theoretically create a time machine. I find this fun fact really interesting because we might not need any advanced technology to make a time machine. We just need a white hole and a black hole from different times. But now that I think about it, it's probably harder to do this. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions about white holes, make sure you leave them in the comments below and I will make sure to respond to them. In the next video on my channel, I will be talking about the theory of general relativity, which I have talked about a little bit in the past videos. That's it for me today, so I'll see you guys next time.
Ya sido